Active Minds kids ask about lizards. What do lizards eat? 31 questions you need answered now. Written by Christopher Nicholas. Illustrated by Greg Harris. Narrated by Psalm Morant. Who are lizards? Lizards are reptiles. All reptiles are cold-blooded. This means that the temperature of their bodies depends on the temperature of their surroundings. To keep warm, a lizard often lies in the sun. But to cool down, it hides in the shade. Did you know there are thousands of species or types of lizards? Estimates range from more than 4,000 to around 6,000 different kinds. They can be as small as a mouse or as long as a car. Chameleon. Did you know? Although they may look like lizards, salamanders are not reptiles. They are amphibians, which are animals that live both on land and in water. Who are lizards' reptile relatives? Snakes, alligators, crocodiles, and turtles are some of lizards' reptile relatives. Lizards are also related to the dinosaurs, gigantic prehistoric reptiles that roamed the earth millions of years ago. Salamander. What do lizards look like? Lizards' bodies are covered with hard little plates called scales. They protect lizards' skin, keeping it dry on the outside and moist on the inside. Most lizards have 4 legs, with 5 lizard toes on each foot. Each toe has a sharp nail or claw at the end. Lizards use their claws to climb and to fight. Crevice spiny lizard. Claw, toe, scale, leg, foot, tail. How do lizards use their tails? Lizards have long tails. Some can use their tails to help them climb and grip things. Others use their tails like a whip to defend themselves. Did you know? While some worm lizards have 2 stubby legs, most are legless. Curly-tailed lizard. Worm lizard. What is special about lizards' eyes? Lizards have 2 big eyes and can see very well. Some lizards can even look in 2 directions at the same time. Unlike snakes, most lizards have eyelids that can open and close. This helps them keep their eyes clean. Several species, like geckos, do not have eyelids. Their eyes stay open all the time, even when they are asleep. They lick their eyes with their tongues to keep them clean. Tokay gecko. How do lizards smell and hear? Many lizards have long, sticky tongues. And just like their snake cousins, they use their tongues to smell by tasting scent particles in the air. Unlike humans and other animals, lizards don't have outside ears. But they can hear through 2 small ear openings on either side of their head. Lizard body parts. Most lizards have scales, 4 legs, 5 toes on each foot, a long tail, 2 eyes with eyelids, a long tongue, ear openings. Where on earth do lizards live? Lizards live all over the world. In fact, they can be found on every continent except icy Antarctica. Lizards dislike the cold, so they usually hang out where the climate is hot, in blistering deserts, steamy rainforests, sunny mountains, and warm plains. Banded gecko. Collared lizard. Lizard habitats. Every continent except Antarctica. Warm regions. Deserts, rainforests, mountains, lowland plains. The ground, trees, underground burrows. Where do lizards make their homes? Lizards make their homes on the ground, in the trees, or in underground burrows. Some even like to live in people's houses. Did you know the marine iguana spends a lot of time underwater? Marine iguana. Iguana. Anole. What do lizards eat? Lizards mostly eat insects and small animals. Ants, flies, centipedes, spiders, scorpions, worms, grubs, snails, and slugs. Some lizards are large enough to eat mice, birds, and even other lizards. A few lizards eat plants, vegetables, and fruits. Gila monster. Did you know the chameleon lashes out its long, sticky tongue like a lasso? It then reels an unsuspecting bug into its mouth. Chameleon. Iguana. What do Komodo dragons eat? Komodo dragons are big enough to stalk, kill, and eat wild pigs, goats, deer, and even water buffalo. Komodo dragons usually tear off chunks of the larger animals they eat. They can, however, swallow an entire smaller animal as large as a goat. Did you know? Komodo dragons are the largest lizards. They are also the only lizards that have been known to stalk and attack humans. Komodo dragons. Wild pig. Did you know? In order to avoid predators that would make a meal of them, young Komodo dragons must live in trees. These predators often include adult Komodo dragons. Lizard diets. Ants, flies, centipedes, spiders, scorpions. Worms, grubs, snails, slugs. Plants, vegetables, fruit. Larger lizards, mice, birds, other lizards. Komodo dragons, sheep, deer, goats, wild pigs, water buffalo. How do lizards protect themselves? Any way they can. Lizards have many enemies, including raccoons, otters, foxes, opossums, snakes, hawks, badgers, and other lizards. So they have many different ways of defending themselves. Most lizards just run and hide or play dead. Some have sharp horns and spines. Others flash brightly colored body parts or hiss loudly to keep enemies away. Blue-tongued skink. How do lizards' tails help in an emergency? Believe it or not, many lizards can actually break off their own tail if attacked by a snake or other predator. The disconnected tail will continue to move. Hopefully, this will distract a hungry animal long enough for a getaway. If the lizard survives the attack, its tail will grow back in a few weeks. Western skink. Coral snake. How do some lizards hide? Many lizards are colored to blend in with their surroundings. Chameleons have a special ability to change their color. This helps chameleons use camouflage to hide from hungry predators. How do frilled lizards protect themselves? Frilled lizards flare their umbrella-like necks to scare off predators. If that fails, they stand up on two legs and run just like humans. Jackson's chameleon. Frilled lizard. How do flying dragons protect themselves? Flying dragons can glide away from danger. They have large flaps of skin on either side of their bellies that they use like hang gliders. Did you know? The horned lizard, also called a horny toad, can squirt blood from the corners of its eyes. The stream of blood confuses some predators. The blood can also keep dogs and cats away because it tastes so nasty. Horned lizard. Flying dragon. Lizard defenses. Running and hiding. Playing dead. Hissing. Gliding away on wing flaps. Thick scales and sharp spines. Breakable tail. Behavior or body parts that scare or confuse predators. Where do baby lizards come from? Most female lizards lay eggs, usually between 1 and 25 at a time. A few kinds of lizards bear live young. Eggs take from 2 weeks to a few months to hatch. As soon as a little lizard leaves the shell, it is ready to take care of itself. Did you know? Baby lizards have a special egg tooth that they use to break out of their shells. Iguanas. Can lizards outgrow their own skin? They certainly can. As lizards grow, they sometimes get too big for their own skin. So they grow a new skin under the old one. When the new skin is ready, the old one flakes off in patches. This process is called molting. Lizards often eat their old skin for the nourishment it provides. Lizard beginnings. Females usually lay between 1 and 25 eggs. In 2 weeks to a few months, the eggs hatch. Some lizards bear live young. Did you know? Gila monsters are venomous. They can easily kill a small animal with one bite. Some male lizards attract females by puffing up their throats like balloons. Flying dragons glide up to 195 feet, 60 meters, between trees and the ground. Komodo dragons grow up to 10 feet, 3 meters long, and weigh more than 300 pounds, 136 kilograms. Basilisks can run right across the water's surface. Now that you have the lowdown on lizards, you may be on the road to becoming a herpetologist. That's a scientist who studies lizards and other reptiles. For now, you may consider yourself a first-rate lizard wizard.